Hey guys, J Factor here. Today I'm going to be repairing my Nintendo Wii, which I have plugged in and hooked up for the most part. But there are a few things I'm going to have to do to fix it. For one, I can't test out this remote because it's corroded right there. I'm going to have to use some vinegar and fix any damaged compartments there, which I should be able to fix. I've done that before with the Wheel of Fortune video game that I did. And we're going to see this game to see if it'll pop up even at all on here. First step, gonna turn it on. I've been putting this off for quite a while. Press A to continue. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything like that, because there's nothing, no power coming on. Let's see if it'll even take a disc. Now, if this doesn't spit out the disc, I will be taking it apart. Or if it doesn't accept it at all. So I took it in there. Sounds like it's making an effort to read it. And eject. Okay. So I guess before I move ahead, I have one battery here. I'm gonna need some better ones than that. That's not even a Duracell in there. But I am going to have to clean this remote out. So we'll do that next. Okay, we're back for a second. It looks like when I popped the disc in, or took the disc out, the screen went back to what it was. So let's just see if it accepts the disc at all. If it reads it. Looks like it's working. I don't think it'll read this. No. So let's see what we can do with that. Okay, sorry about the noise. I'm cleaning my pool. I do this outdoors so that I don't get any of this near the cats or anywhere else. It's basically near the compost. Gonna open this up with my fingers. I'm going to gently pop this out with a flathead screwdriver. And put the battery up. Okay, get rid of that one. Hopefully it's just the one side. It's hard to do with one hand. Alright, it's just the one battery that's corroded. First things first, I'm going to dump this out. To see if okay. I have to get all that crud out of there. So I'll be using for this pure white vinegar, which helps eat away at corrosion. and Q-tips. Oops. I gotta be careful it's not flat over here. Just gonna mount this here. Again. Okay. So it's soaked in vinegar. Now we're gonna go in there and try and clean her out. Ugh. Dispose of it in there. There's still more in there. I try and there. At least I got it off of the chip part there. Don't want any more corroded than it already is. So you're gonna have to get a different Q-tip. That one's just ugh. Sorry to keep. I'm just gonna put more vinegar on this thing, and we'll go back to it. I'm not gonna be. I can see it already that the chip's getting a little wet. I'm not going to be testing out batteries on this right away. I'll have to wait until morning because I want to make sure that the vinegar has completely dried up so that the corrosion doesn't eat away at the, or sorry, the vinegar doesn't eat away at the fresh batteries. Let's take another look in there. Still some at the bottom there. Grab another Q-tip. Sorry about constantly mounting the camera into our long grass. Let's see if there's still some in there. This is getting dirty though. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat meowing at the door way over there. She's watching me. That's Ash. They all want to come outside because it's not half bad out, but it's yeah. It's a bit late at night for that, for now. Not night, but, you know, it's about 8 o'clock right now. 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening. So right now, I'm getting lucky that I can shoot this right now, which the only reason I'm shooting it right now is so that I can just get up and do this in the morning and let this sit overnight. I was even going to resort to trying to fix the Wii using antifreeze and let it sit overnight, but for the moment it seems to be reading the disc just fine. It's looking pretty clean. It's getting there. Okay, that looks good for that side. I'll grab another Q-tip and we'll just try and clean any other small excess areas that might have a tiny bit of corrosion. Let's see how the other side looks. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. It looks partially exposed there. If there is any problems, because that one is the exact same, but and then this was the corroded one, and there's nothing wrong there, unlike this one, which just maybe it wasn't. Maybe that wasn't exposed. Maybe it was just a little dirty. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now we'll just get these ones on the sides here, if we can. Okay. This Wii hasn't been used for quite a while. Maybe at least 5 years. Hence the corrosion. Let's clean this as well. I'll get another Q-tip. Sorry, that one was facing up. Throw that out. Put that there. Close that up. So we're not breathing in a cancer dome here. And get the grass out of the way. Put this back on there. Okay, that's it for now. We'll come back to this in the morning, and we'll test it out with some fresh batteries. Just gotta let the vinegar dry. Okay, so it's 20 after 4. I'm gonna put in 2 batteries. Find out which way they face. And the pluses go this way. The only reason I'm up at 4 AM is because my cats woke me up for their treats. But I figure this is a good thing. if I end up having to freeze anything, then I can come back to this video at 12 hours, 20 after 4 later today. So we'll just press the power on. Okay, remote seems to be working for this part. Let's see. Press A to continue. It's working. Let's pop a disc in. Sorry. Okay, it accepted the disc. Let's see if I can get anything on the screen. Okay, so there's no targeting system. This is kind of the part I was referring to. Nothing at all showing up on the screen. So what I'm gonna do, oh, this is interesting. I didn't know my camera could do this. Through right now what I'm looking at without the camera, with just my normal eyes, is just a long stick with 2 black bars. But obviously this is telling me that it is working to an extent. Because without this camera, I don't see any lights turned on at all. That's cool. Okay, seeing if I just have to synchronize it. It looks like it is connected to it. And I'm just holding down this and the trigger button. Let's pressing the home button seems to open something up, so it is somewhat connected, but there's still no targeting system showing up on there. Okay, nothing on that screen. I was just curious what that arrow is, but it's really just a reflection. I don't see the lights reacting to my remote at all. Just stand back a bit. Still standing back, just moving the camera forward. Oh, I saw something there. Okay. How I got there is right now I am a good 6 feet away from it. Camera I move forward, but seems to only. Okay. Okay. So what we're seeing on the screen there, briefly, I'm 6 feet away and I'm holding down this button here. It's not doing anything now. I think it's fading in and out. So, I'm gonna try a little experiment to make sure that it's working properly. I'm gonna turn this off. Well, I'll unplug the disc first. No point in leaving that in there. Okay. I'm going to unplug this in the back here. Just got a really long cord there. Take this out. And we're gonna freeze this. I'll grab my canister of air. I'm just gonna get some lighting here, which is $10 at Walmart. And then go to town on this thing. I do hear a little bit of crackling. Gonna turn her over. Get the other side. I don't hear any crackling anymore. So, I'm going to leave that to sit for 12 hours. We'll check on it later this evening. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's been 6 hours since I tested out the Wii. I was going to wait 12 hours, but it's all dry now. So I figure I'll wait 6 hours. This is what I was referring to earlier, that I couldn't see any lights. Right now it's not turned on. I'm gonna hit the power. See if the lights come on. Yep, the lights are on. So I'll just plug in the TV set. Hook this back in here. Right now that flashing is my NES, so I'm just going to turn that off. Switch this to video 2. Now, press A. A button worked right away. holding down the trigger button on here, seeing if I can detect anything. Alright, there's nothing there. Let's hold down this and this. Looks like it's synchronized now. I saw something there. Let's hold on to this part with my left hand. Not going to press any buttons. Okay, holding down the trigger button. Moving closer. Seemed to disappear the light there. Okay, visually I did see something there. Just gonna unplug this part for a bit. Oh, what am I doing? Put the nunchuck down. I don't see any lights through there, just through there. I'm just trying to see what those bars are like. Okay. Let's try just hitting the home button. Okay, it's hitting the home button works fine. Alright. Okay, we're going to try something else here. As we can see, all the lights are showing up here. Maybe a little faint. No, it's fine. But I don't see any lights here, and the battery keeps going out on that part. See how long it stays. Barely a second. I can feel it vibrate too as I'm doing that. Okay. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm just gonna try one more thing with see if I can find another battery. Okay, so I replaced it with that one I was showing earlier in the package. But it might be a battery that I threw out, so let's see what it looks like. Let's see if the power stays on, hitting both buttons at the same time. Nothing. Home button. Nothing. Alright. So, I'm going to take the batteries out, both of them. And, I'm going to try freezing this just because I don't see the sensor on here. It might have been just the batteries, but, I'll give it a try. So as I have in past videos, I'm going to use a $10 air duster that I bought at Walmart. Get rid of that. And I'm going to try turning the air canister upside down in order to use the freezing portion of this thing. Sorry about the lighting. I'm going to freeze the battery compartment and this top area here. And then I'll come back to it probably 6 hours from now. So it's 10:30 right now. I'll come back to it later. A lot of crackling going on there. And here. In my past videos, whenever I heard crackling, it was usually, almost always, a sign that it was fixing something that needed fixing. There's more crackling. So when this is over, we're going to find out, I guess, whether or not it's the sensor bar or the remote or the batteries in it. Freezing it shouldn't do any harm, so it may be just the batteries, but yeah, we'll find out. We'll come back to this in 6 hours when it's dried out. This is a small video here for those wondering, even though you can't see it in the mirror, what type of camera I'm using. It's a Canon A3500 IS. I just figured I'll put this in the video so that people know what type of camera I'm using to detect the LEDs on the Wii Sensor Bar. So yeah, that's a Canon PowerShot A3500 IS. The time is now 4:30. It's been 6 hours since I froze this thing. Get some batteries here. I'm going to try the combination of the first two that I used there. They seem to last a little while. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the remote can turn on. One of these. Plug the Wii in. I just have the fan turned on. That's what that noise is. Alright. Press this. The remote works for that. Turn this off. Plug in the TV. Okay, press A. That part works. Alright. It worked briefly there until the lights went out. So I'll just hold down the two buttons. And I don't know if you can see any of that. Hold down the two buttons again. Alright. I'm just gonna give this a shot just to see if I do need new batteries. I'm gonna take it out of this mouse here, which is actually working. Turn it off. I guess the important thing is the remote's not completely dead by the looks of it. Alright. Cover on. Hold down the two buttons and see if it lasts longer than a second. Seems to be. No LEDs. Except for right there, of course. Looks like it works. Yeah, it just needs needed those new batteries. So let's go to the last step. We'll try out every one of my discs to make sure they read properly. Right now I'm 2 feet away from it. See if it reads it. USB camera is required. I don't have the camera hooked up at the moment. But at least I know the game works. So we'll unplug that. Hit the home button here. Nothing. Reset. Okay, that's one down. Let's see if it reads it. Nunchuck is required. Alright, let's... There. Just asking for the date and time, but right now it's incorrect. But at least I know that it works. Okay. So eject that. The reset button. Wii Sports seems to be working. But no movement from the Wii Remote. There we go. Guess it just took some time. It's a little difficult to hold the controller in the... Okay. So that's one of the things why I keep doing these tests. Because it immediately... It didn't read it. It just said it read it. So I'll plug this. Just checking to see if it needs a cleaning. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to try and clean this with the lens cleaner fluid. So I'm going to try fixing the game with a screen cleaning kit, which comes with this little lint-free cloth in there. This stuff is $5 at Walmart. O&N is a Walmart brand name. Let's see if I can fix it. Mount my camera here for a second. Sorry about the mess. It does look like upon closer inspection that there are some tiny scratches on it. So hopefully this will fix it, because the CDs are usually supposed to have one layer of protection over the CD, as long as it's not scratched in the very center. Sorry. I need a better way to mount this. And then use the fuzzy fingers. These they used to sell at Walmart. They're very soft. Just to dry it off there. Alright. Let's give this another shot. Pop it in there. Grab the controller. Start. Let's see if anything loads. No, it kicked it out. Alright. So, cleaning it that way didn't do any damage, but it didn't fix the problem either. I just gotta get rid of this. Okay. I just want to make sure it's reading any discs properly. Alright, so it kicked it out again. Alright, we're going to come back to this. I'm not going to bother with the other discs quite yet. So the Lynx crossbow training looks like it. I don't know if you can see those on camera, but it does look like to have a number of scratches on there. I can hold it at the right angle. So I'll give it another shot trying to clean it and then pop her in there. Alright, let's clean her off. Taking a close look at it, I don't see the scratches too much at all anymore. Looks pretty good. Let's pop her back in there. And hook these back up. Oh, just made a clicking sound as if it didn't detect it, and then it kicked it out. So yes, regardless of scratches, we're going to have to fix this problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to take any of this apart right now. I'm just going to try and fix it with my air canister ways, starting with the internal fan. Okay. And then I'm going to turn it upside down. I do hear crackling in there. Just waiting for the crackling to stop. Okay. Disk drives over here. Gonna try freeze the outside. don't hear anything. Let's try the other side. Yeah, crackling there. And the last side. Sorry about the quality. Alright. So, gonna leave this sit for, well, maybe just a little bit more. One more. Just a little more in these areas. I think I'll use the last of this one. This is one I was already using for the earlier projects anyways. For fixing this. So, that being said, we'll just give this 12 hours to dry off. And then we'll try the CD drive again. If it doesn't work, we're going to have to open it up and replace the reader for the CD drive, which I don't want to do, but I do have one from eBay that I ordered on standby just in case. Hopefully it won't come to that. That's why I'm using the air canisters right now. So yeah, we'll try again in 12 hours. Okay, it's now 4 a.m. Let's see. All of this should be dry by now. I don't hear anything slushing around out there, nothing pouring out. That's good. We'll set this back up. Okay. Remote. Mouse batteries again, same ones from yesterday. There we go. And we'll plug these back in. Unplug the fan, unplug the charger, and plug in the Wii and the TV set. Alright. Turn this on. Video 2, perfect. Let's turn this on. mouse out of the way. Alright. Press A to continue. I'll try the same game we left off on, the one we got booted out on. Few scratches, but we did clean it yesterday, so it should work fine as far as the CD would go, but whether the system works remains to be seen. Okay, still works as far as everything I did yesterday. Regardless of freezing. Well, we're on the next screen here. I don't believe it made it this far yesterday. Wow. It worked. Just gonna so it works. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Let's hit the reset button. Let's eject her out. Now we're going back to the test I had before. We test out every disc. Make sure we don't run into that problem again. So let's work backwards from yesterday and then continue forward. I think it says reading game disc, but I think it's trying to read the Zelda disc. We just gotta hit reset here. Sports. Alright, and we got kicked out of Wii Sports. So, it's not perfected yet. Let's pull this out. That's right, I kept hitting the reset button there. Let's take a good look at this. Okay, let's give this a cleaning again and we'll test it out. Okay, once again. Still lots in there, but that should be good. So let me get this wipe. Then use fuzzy fingers. Alright, looks clean to me. Let's give it another shot. Okay, that's that sound that I keep hearing before it kicks me out. So we're gonna have to come back to this. Okay, before I go taking this apart and trying to put a new laser lens piece into the disk drive, which would require soldering, I'm going to play on an idea that there's too much RAM being used up. So I'm going to turn it on. And the reason for RAM being too much used up is because, sorry, looking for my remote. My room is a bit of a mess. Press A. Oh, gotta put batteries in this guy. I think they're saying there's too much junk, meaning it's slowing down the RAM, which is causing it to have issues reading the disk. I'm not positive on that theory, but I'd rather try it before taking things apart. So we're going to put in same game as before. Link's crossbow training. I'm not going to bother hooking up the crossbow, but I did find it. Let's see what happens. The problem with this game is that it works sometimes. And then not at all. So that one seems to be working. Let's take the disc out. We're gonna try Wii Sports again. We're gonna reset this. Did it reset? Okay, saw it there briefly. Okay. Pop in the Wii Sports. Okay. Hit that start button. Let's see what happens. Okay, Wii Sports seems to be working. That's surprising. Let's try Twilight Princess. For the record, these are the two games that I cleaned last night with the lens cleaner fluid. Pretty sure I cleaned this one as well, but I'm not positive. Yeah, hit the reset button. An error has occurred. Press the eject button, remove the game disc. Alright. Let's hit that reset button again. Let's hold the reset button. Nothing. Eject. Alright. Right now nothing is happening up there. Still the same screen. There we go. Held it for quite a bit. Okay, Nintendo games usually aren't that big, so, and I already have Netflix on something else. Gonna see if I can remove data management. Just gotta back her up a bit. There we go. Good, maybe 4 feet away. Let's try and move the camera closer. Channels. "67 blocks. Erase. Yes. Open blocks, 1463. It was erased. Internet channel, 203 blocks. Erase. $1,529. Nintendo channel, 103 blocks. Erase. Yes. 1,731. I don't think there's an SD card in there. No. Alright, let's go back. Back. Back on the main page. Let's pop in Twilight Princess again. Let's see the back of this thing. I only see one tiny marking on it. Alright. See if it works. Let's hit that start button. Hitting the A button. Alright. Twilight Princess seems to work. Let's see if the problem continues. Going through the last of the games. I decided to keep the NES games that were on there because they don't take up a lot of space to begin with. As opposed to actual Wii stuff. I imagine there was some issues in the past, probably, because of you need a ton of RAM, and the games that I'm placing in are not NES games, they're actual Wii games, so they're a lot bigger, so they need a lot more speed. I'm gonna back her up 4 feet. Let's start. Yeah, that seems to be working. Just hitting A and B at the same time to see if I can get to the main screen. Yep. Okay. Sorry. Let's take this one out. I started thinking this idea might work because it worked for this is a common issue with the Wii, but it's only common occasionally, and it's for some people and not for everyone. So that part tells me something's got to be up. And then I've heard when your warranty's up, if you take the Wii to Nintendo, they will fix it for you for free. That got me a little suspicious too. That's got to be something that would be very easy to fix. I would think, if they're doing it for free. So let's back up 4 feet. So far I'm really glad that I don't have to take this thing apart, and that it was just an issue with the RAM, and of course corroded batteries that needed to fix that area. Let's hitting A and the trigger button again to try and get right into it. I don't have the Wii tablet subbed up. Someday, but this is just a test. Honestly, right now this is the furthest I've ever made it as far as testing out all my Wii games go to make sure they work. And we'll hit that reset button. I'm also glad I don't have to resort to freezing this again, and that it's working perfectly right now. There's no file loaded for Daisy Dance Revolution Grooves. Saving requires 33 free blocks of memory. No, we're not going to be doing any of this right now. We just need to be sure that it works. I think that alone tells you that if it had issues trying to save it in the memory and needed 33 blocks just to do it, then yeah, it was pretty full. 1,000 blocks sounds like a lot, but not for these types of games. Let's reset it again. Oh, I turned the power off. Turn it back on. Hit the A button. Start. In a way, I'm glad it turned off. Just to see if that had any effect. Like, let's say I turn this off right now, and then suddenly turn it back on, and then we're back to square one, and all the games aren't working again. This at least tells me we're on the right track. Okay. Eject. Okay. Reset. Grab another one. I have the sound turned off just because of YouTube's music policies. So I just don't want to accidentally do anything that I shouldn't be playing. I have come across that problem in the past with Call of Duty, sorry, not Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, when I was doing the D-Day thing, and Batman NES games. So for those, I did do videos, but I deleted them because I didn't want to deal with the music policy issue. I may come back to those games, but I won't be playing any sound on my videos when I do it. It sucks, but it is what it is. Rather not play the sound than get sued for using it in my videos. Okay, that one works. Get the reset. Pop her in there. Maybe someday I'll get an SD card option, since I know that's an option in the menus. And then I can put the 33 blocks in there and start saving some games. But I will obviously need to buy a really old SD card in order to do it, because I know newer ones won't work on these things. That's just the way these things are designed. So I have to read up on the highest SD card I can get for this thing. Okay, that works. Let's eject that. Out of curiosity, this was either... Oh, it does have an SD card in it. Let's check this out. So, I have a 2 gig regular SD card in there. Evidently, I guess the 33 blocks I would need it on my RAM, because it didn't do anything on the SD card. Hit the reset button. Alright. Last 2. And these are 2 I tested last night. So there's no reason they shouldn't read right now. I just don't have the camera set up for this stuff. The Wii camera. Alright, I'm not gonna bother setting up the date and time and whatnot. Okay, that one works. Let's eject it. Looks like I'll be able to do some Wii games in the future. Hit the reset button. Last one. Another good thing is it doesn't seem to be that any of the discs need cleaning as far as I can tell so far. If they do, I'll post that in a future video of when I actually play these games. Hit the trigger on the A button. USB camera is required. And yeah, I can't get past that screen without the USB camera. I'll have to get one for the Wii eventually. Check that. And reset. So I guess at some point I may have to get rid of some of these games. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Let's check out if I can get rid of those other channels. Data management, channels. It's just the games there. No channel saved on there. Save data, Nintendo Wii. Huh. It looks like I already have a Sea Monsters thing up there. It just didn't seem to detect it. Nintendo channel. Okay, so those extra channels, it looks like they're on the SD card. Oh, wait, no. SD card's over here, which has nothing. This is the Wii, where they're saved on you. Okay. So, let's get rid of the internet channel. Battery says 37 blocks. Yes. Let's get rid of the Nintendo channel. I'm erasing all this stuff because the Wii is basically an obsolete system. There's no way these channels are still going to be running. They're all the way to Nintendo Switch at the time that I'm shooting this video. No, don't want that backup. Get rid of the Me channel. So it's basically, yes, these are all junk. There's no way I could use them anymore. And except for Netflix, but I didn't really want to keep it because I have Netflix on basically everything else right now. Let's go back. Let's see if I got rid of all the second page channels. No. It didn't get rid of them. Okay. Well, it works though. So, thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button if you like what you see. And tune in next time for more great content. Okay, thanks, bye.